Welcome to another edition of TOCA Backstage. This is Chris Wolf, the Executive Director of the Torrance Cultural Arts Foundation. It is my extreme pleasure to have the Sons of Mystro here. They will be performing in the Studio Cabaret November 15th and 16th at 7:30 p.m. at the Nakano Theater. And don't forget to also buy your dinners from Red Car Brewery before the event. Gentlemen, thank you so much. I know we have Malcolm and Umoja.
Yes, you got it.
I was so worried. I screw up names all the time, so please forgive me. So, gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
So, I'm really curious. What inspired you guys to take on this venture of a duo violin group?
Well, there's actually a long story that actually goes into that now. So how about we start with why we even started playing the violin?
Yeah, so it all started back in elementary school, and basically my best friend and I, we wanted to be in the band, and I played the flute and he played saxophone. And what happened was my teacher, I had the orchestra class, she tricked us into playing the violin. She was saying, oh, if you join my class, you can go to Disney World, Busch Gardens, other field trips and stuff like that. So we were like, wow, you can go on field trips. So let's go to orchestra and be in that class. So we were in the class from like third grade all the way up to high school. And we didn't go anywhere until I'd say like 10th grade of high school. But yeah, we've been playing ever since.
And for me, it was a lot more simpler than that. I saw my brother playing the violin. He brought it home one day. I looked at it. I thought, wow, this is really cool. Maybe we can both play the instruments together. Then I started playing, and that's how it happened. Now, for us to start the group together, that's another story we're going to tell right now. Throughout the years, we were playing the instruments, our violin, through middle school, high school, and now current day. But in elementary school, we saw a group called Black Violin. Now, mind you, we're just starting to play these violins, these instruments. They got us playing Hot Cross Buns, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. You're playing a little more advanced stuff because you're older than me, but I was starting to get there. But we saw this group perform at Dillard Center of the Arts for a tribute concert for a teacher that passed away there. And they had different schools in the county perform on that stage before Black Violin got their chance to tear it up. And they sat us all in the audience. Me and my friends were confused. We were looking around like, why are we still here? We got homework the next morning. We got to go to bed. We got to go to our classes and whatnot. Then we hear two instruments playing a hip-hop song. You remember what song it was?
I don't remember.
Well, I remember the notes. It goes da 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 da. That song right there. And they went to the stage. Everyone was crazy. We were all like, our faces lit up because a whole new world just opened up for us, and it was just ecstatic. And at the end of the show, I went up to one of them and I said, I want to play just like you, want to play just like you. And he looked down to me. I was really short, so he had to kneel down, and he said, well, you had to practice. So me and my brother went home. We started practicing. We started looking at their Apollo videos and learning it note by note to make sure we got it like exact to the T. Then our pop started to see our talent grow. And during the time, he was a taxi driver, so he didn't have a lot of time to spend with us or to see all of our concerts that we did in school. But there was one concert that I did with me and a couple of friends of mine at Parkway Middle School. It was for a talent show. And then he saw us perform for the first time ever, playing like different types of music on the violin. So he saw that, and like a light bulb just went off, and he decided to make a group with me and my brother and call it Sons of Mystro. And here's a fun fact. Our pops used to be a DJ back in the 70s. They called him Daddy Mystro, henceforth Sons of Mystro. Yeah.
That was another question I had. Why Sons of Mystro? But now I know. Thank you for sharing. So most people see the violin as sort of a classical instrument. I'm guessing when you were in band, you sort of had to learn more classical stuff, or like, what did you play in band when you were in band class?
Well, we're in orchestra.
Or orchestra, sorry.
Yeah, they had us learning classical music because, it's the foundation. It helps you with your technique, your sight reading, and just understanding music on a basic level and on a even a more advanced level as you continue on with it. So yeah, they had us playing on classical music in class. Sometimes they'll switch things up, play a little like contemporary stuff and whatnot. You know, our jazz teacher would come in and give us a jazz piece to the orchestra to learn how to play it. But while we were doing that, we were still like on our off time learning different types of songs that we would hear in the radio. We would go home on a bus and we would play our instruments on the bus and actually improv along with the radio was playing on that station while we were on the bus ride home.
I find that like an extraordinary talent to be able to take an instrument that is typically, a lot of people see it as something else, and sort of gear it towards a more modern sound. Did it take a long time to sort of, did you find that just something that you guys did naturally, or did it take some work?
Actually, it did take it. Yeah, it came to us a little bit more natural because we were already surrounded by that influence of hip hop music, of reggae music, and more contemporary stuff was like really a part of our lives because of the music our brothers would listen to, and our
exactly. No, I was saying our father's a DJ, that's why. So being a DJ and our dad playing all kind of music from reggae to hip hop to everything, we hear that and we, you know, it's in our brain, embedded in our brain. So yeah.
But the biggest challenge I would say was transferring what we had on the violin to imitate like the human voice, you know, because as a person sings or learns a song, they can naturally grasp what's going on in that track, the notes and everything, how to sing it. There's so many little nuances in the voice itself that we as instrumentalists have to try to imitate. So it was difficult at first trying to produce the right sound in order to make it seem like our instruments are singing, which henceforth our slogan, we make the violin sing.
So when you play a song, you can actually make the violin sing like a person?
That is pretty much our goal when we perform or play any of these contemporary musics.
And so the guys in Black Violin, do you still keep in touch with them, or do you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we always do.
Yeah, those are our mentors.
The mentors, yeah. So we always do.
So when you met them at the concert, you sort of became friendly with them, or take me through that relationship?
Well, no, actually, we just watched them from afar, and as we got older, you know, they came to our school, they came to our middle school to do a couple of shows. We've seen them over the years, and then they came to our high school, and it was a year I was a senior, Umoja, he was a freshman, and I think from that time when they came to our high school, we kind of like was able to like do more, and then after high school, then we did the Miami Heat thing, which was also a big, you know, our first big show we ever did.
Actually, what really got us in touch and more involved with Black Violin, you know, we still saw them from afar, whatnot. We were really inspired by them. They didn't really grasp who we were when we were younger until the second time we saw them perform, which was I forgot which center it was, but after that, there was a chance that we had to play alongside with them for this music video that they were doing. And they hit us up. We reached out to them before, and then they hit us up on Facebook and asked us to be part of it. And let me tell you, me, Malcolm, we went crazy.
That's awesome.
It was literally like seeing our idols tell us just, you know, just to play music with them, and like we couldn't deny that right there.
That's
that was
awesome.
an opportunity for a lifetime. So from that point on, then started this relationship where they would mentor us and help us out on certain things, or give us advice, or pull a little bit of their resources little by little to give us opportunities, like the Miami Heat thing that we did, where we played for 7 games performing Back in Black. We got to see LeBron, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, and play on the actual court with our violins. There's actual pyrotechnics going on too, which was actually really crazy, and it was dope. But we had the opportunity and more opportunities because of Black Violin themselves actually took interest in us and what we do, and that they saw us working really hard for our career, you know?
So what is the goal for you guys? Is it to stay together as Sons of Mystro and just create a career of your own, or Do you guys see yourself going solo at some point?
As a music group, we're really comfortable playing together because number one, we're brothers, and we honestly couldn't imagine not being in a group together at all. There would be times where we had to do gigs on our own, but it's just not the same, you know. It's definitely not the same. So for our future as a career, we want to make more original music. We want to put out more music, dabble in different genres, work on our brand, present to the world what Sons of Mystro really is, and we plan on doing it as a duo, through and through.
And is there one of you that writes this music more frequently than the other? Do you guys collaborate? How does that process work?
Well, as a group, we usually work on the music together. I work on more of the beat making process for our music itself and notation. My brother usually works on the lyrics if there's any lyrics that need to be written, and actually helps with the
or I'll give him like little ideas and stuff like that as far as like production, like where the sound, where he wants the sound to go to, as far as, you know, like if it's hip hop, if it's pop, if it's, you know, just a mixture of different genres all in one.
And right now we're working on an EP, working on a reggae CD, and also we recently did a track with this dancehall artist named Honor Rebel. It's a song called Sauce Boss Violin Remix. You guys can check it out. It's on our YouTube page right now. It's on our SoundCloud as well. It's an awesome track. It's a different flavor. It's more of a dancehall vibe because at Sons of Mystro, we play different genres of music. You see us on the reggae side, dancehall side, the hip hop side, neo soul, trap, and whatnot. You know.
And I know, like, just having a brother myself, I think it's amazing that you guys work together, because God knows I could never work with my brother. But I also know that everybody has their own specific musical taste. Do you guys have, like you said, you covered the whole gamut of reggae and hip hop. Do you each have your own musical taste that you prefer?
Yeah, we do. Like for me, I'm more like, I like hip hop, like R&B, a little bit of pop here and there, like neo soul, stuff like that. And Umoja, he's like more into, I can't even explain what because you're different.
For me, I'm into like soul, neo soul, R&B, and dance type of music. You know, because as Sons of Mystro, when you go to our show, the biggest thing that you'll get out there is excitement and energy. So we play a lot of up-tempo tracks that get people make them want to dance, make them want to sing. We get them to put their hands up and whatnot and dance along with us. So I say our musical interest differs. Yes, and reggae too. But it still comes together and forms something cohesive when we perform together and make music. And
so when people do come to your show as artists, I assume most artists I talk to want to create a feeling or a vibe that people walk away with when they leave their concert. What do you hope people walk away with from your concert?
For us, when we want people to walk away with from our concerts to have
just feel good, feel happy about themselves, you know, and have a sense of hope, like what you always say, because it's important people to come to our show that they feel down before the show. When they leave, want them to feel like a new person, you know, just feel uplifting and just have that, just, you know, that good feeling.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
That's awesome. That's awesome. One of the things that the foundation does is presenting you guys. We like to mentor and encourage young artists coming up. As touring professionals yourselves, is there any words of wisdom that you would impart to, let's say if you see two young guys come up to you after the show with their violins, what encouragement would you give them?
Well, number one, we will tell them to practice, because that's what our mentors told us, and it's actually worked phenomenal for us throughout the years. Also, to have tenacity, keep working, and keep being perpetual with what you want to do in your life.
And think outside the box as well.
That's true. And also think smarter, just not harder. Because just because you keep pushing for one destination doesn't mean you're just going to get there mindlessly. You have to think about what you have to do, how you're going to get there, what steps you're going to take, who you can talk to assist you, who you can talk to get you to where you want to be in your career, you know?
Yeah. And so when you guys started out, I mean, in 3 years difference, I mean, and actually that's like my brother and I, senior and a freshman, I'm assuming at some point you guys had your own destinations in mind, but if you guys didn't form a group, where do you think you would be now?
That's a good question. You want to answer that?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, I don't think I know.
I feel like we still be working on music, even if it's not as a group.
I feel like me and you will still be doing something together. I mean, we'll still be working as a group, because me and you are close. Regardless of if we're not doing music, we will still be doing something together, you know, as a career.
That's awesome. I have to say, a family bond like that is hard to come by. Your dad must be a very special guy to have instilled that in you.
Yes, he is, actually. You know,
and our mother too, which she put us in the music program first. Without our mom, we wouldn't be playing the violin in the first place.
He's definitely right. That's true.
And did they keep on you to practice, or was that something you guys wanted to do anyway?
Yeah. She would, like, you know, watch us practice in the house. She would, you know, even time us too, and have us like sit there and practice. And you know, there were times where, you know, we didn't want to do it, but when you do it over and over, you sense that you begin to like fall in love with it, you know. So, but after in the beginning, it was a little, you know, it was rough, but it was fun in the beginning. Then, you know, things happen. Especially me in high school, I had different teachers, you know, throughout my whole year of high school. I had 4 different teachers, so it was different. But for the most part, you know, we enjoyed doing what we love to do.
Yeah, and we're just so thankful that we have like a community of people, friends and family that believed in what we did and what we do, and they always supported us. They always wanted us to keep practicing. They always want us to keep working on on our music and whatnot. When the other kids in the school would hear us play like different types of music, like hip hop and pop, they support us. They hype us up so much. They always held us in high regard, and they kept pushing us to get even better and to keep going, you know?
Do you think that is one of the things that kept you guys together, was not only obviously the family bond, but the support of your friends as well?
I say that, yeah. Because, you know, having a group and to keep on pushing throughout the years, sometimes it gets monotonous. Sometimes you feel like you're in a dark tunnel and there's like no light there. But then you have people that support you, that still believe in what you do, that ask you every once in a while, how's the group going? Or they'll refer to their friends about us or tell other people about us, and we won't even know about it until later on we get a gig or something, and we got this gig through somebody else, you know?
And so, again, being brothers, well, any group, I keep harping on the brother thing, but any group, there's got to be at some point a disagreement, or somebody wants to do something that the other one doesn't. Who gets to settle arguments with you guys?
Ourselves.
I mean,
you know, as brothers, we always butt heads. That's natural. That's just going to happen. But we still try to do what's best for the group, for the image that we want, for the music that we want people to hear and to see us as, you know?
Now you said it.
And what specific image do you want to portray for them? What's the brand for Sons of Mystro?
Well, the brand for Sons of Mystro is a performance duo that has an urban, slightly classical vibe to it, that when people hear our name, they immediately have smiles on their face. Or they think about one of the tracks that they listened to, or they think about the time they saw us perform and that they had to do the dance from the Sugar Hill game to jump on it. And hearing some of their favorite songs played in an awesome way. We want them to immediately think about just good times, good vibes, have like, you know, like we want to portray kind of like an Earth, Wind, and Fire type of vibe. Kind of like that, but at the same time, something cool.
Well, Earth, Wind, and Fire was cool back in the day.
Yeah, very cool.
I have to say, having seen them recently, they are an amazing group. Yeah. I don't know how old they are, but that bass player can still run around the stage like there's no tomorrow. And I'm like, I'm exhausted just watching him. So hopefully you guys have the same longevity as they do.
I'm sure we will.
So what's next for you guys? I mean, obviously you're doing touring and doing an album. What do you continue doing videos? Where do you see yourselves going?
Well, right now we're planning to do a cover series on YouTube before we start really displaying our original music out to our audience. So you want to set up a series?
Well, I would say both.
Both
of them, yeah. Like some songs here and there, and do the videos as well to, push out. Oh, I was saying like to do like the videos on YouTube, while still putting out original music as well too on the side as well. So kind of doing both, just having more different content and whatnot.
Now I'm curious too. You guys obviously have a full show that you do. Is there one song that you each like to play more than the other, or is there a favorite of yours that you like to perform?
Well, for me, I like the ending, the Uptown Funk, and then the Happy, For Real Happy. Those two songs are like my favorite as far as like playing them at the end. And also no, you're right, Uptown Funk, because you play the song, you play the Sugar, what's the song called? Sugar Hill Gang, the jump on it. Yeah, the mixture of that with the other song, it's amazing. And the crowd goes crazy when they see us dance and do that.
For me, my favorite one is Let's Groove Tonight. Fire, Point, and Fire. I don't know. I just love how energetic it feels, and it just gets people up out their seats and gets them grooving along and dancing with us. And we get to have them say down, boogie on down on the bridge part of that song, which is awesome to hear their voices and just feel that energy that they're giving to us as well.
That's amazing. I actually am really looking forward to this show because the cabaret that you guys will be performing in is a really intimate venue, and we have a very devout subscription base of people who just love music no matter what kind of music it is. So I know they're going to love you guys, and I will try to make sure that we have room in between tables and chairs to dance, because I know a lot of people are going to want to do that. Well, we're out of time, but guys, I really do appreciate you taking the time again. I know you guys are super busy. And don't forget to get your tickets to Sons of Mystro November 15th and 16th for the Studio Cabaret series at the Nakano Theater. And guys, thank you. And I look forward to meeting you in person in November.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.